Limitation breeds innovation. These are the words that Dana Terrace used in response to the Owl House getting a shortened season 3. Most of us were despairing over this development, worrying about whether the show would have enough time to do everything it needed to. But not Dana. Instead of seeing this as a setback, she and her team chose to see it as an opportunity, a chance to make use of what time they did have to make the best story possible, and I'm very happy to say that so far, they've succeeded in every way. The Owl House Season 2 was absolutely fantastic. I went into it with the same fears as everybody else, but each episode managed to strike that perfect balance between standing on its own and developing the season's overarching story. I was even more scared going into the Season 3 premiere, given that the final season's runtime would equate to about 6 regular episodes. How could that possibly be enough time to wrap things up after what went down in King's Tide? But the first 6 minutes alone had me tossing most of those fears out the window, and by the end, I was both excited and hopeful for the remaining 2 specials. So how did Dana and the team do it? How were they given an impossible task and still able to deliver some of the best animated content in recent memory? Was it the insanely talented writers? The abundantly rich world building to draw stories from? The answer is yes on both counts, but the main reason the Owl House is able to do more with less is simple. The show makes every moment count. Most animated shows already struggle with a shorter runtime, and the Owl House definitely got the short end of the stick in that regard.
Maybe if we had time for 20 more adventures, but we don't.
But this can also be an advantage over longer content. The Owl House is rich with great characters, an engaging premise, a fun system of magic, and plenty of mysteries and lore. Having to fit all these great elements into a shorter runtime means that every episode will be entertaining, and every plot will mean something. Season 2 feels like not a second is wasted because the crew literally didn't have a second to waste. The various edits to the intro demonstrate how they were calculating exactly how many seconds they would need. As a result, every episode is a lot of fun, and even if the main plot doesn't connect to the larger narrative, it's still significant for the characters. While Season 1 didn't have as many limits as Season 2, these ideas are still on display through its storytelling. Take Amity, for example. She's only featured prominently in 7 of Season 1's 19 episodes, but she still has one of the best character arcs in the entire show, and that's not even counting her development throughout Season 2. And now that we've covered how the Owl House uses its time effectively, I've chosen a few episodes that I feel are really good examples. Season 2, Episode 8, Knock Knock Knockin' on Hootie's Door, may be the best example of the entire series. The writers took what easily could have been 2 or 3 episodes and blended it all together in one. In the span of 22 minutes, we get King unlocking a new power, Ida facing her own past, Luz finally asking out Amity, all tied together by Hootie of all people. They took the formula for what is arguably the least important Season 1 episode, and they used it to craft an episode that is both highly entertaining and develops 5 of the main characters all at once. If that's not a perfect example of using time effectively, I don't know what is. Season 2, Episode 14, Reaching Out, is similarly able to balance multiple characters. There's the main plot with Luz and Amity, each of whom have their own specific problem to deal with, and the side plot with Ida trying to learn more about the Day of Unity. But even with all that going on, the writers were still able to work in a little character development for Ed. This team will never cease to amaze me. But the episode that undoubtedly had the biggest challenge was the Season 3 premiere, thanks to them. This episode had to address the short runtime for Season 3 and also set up how the following episodes would handle the time given to them. And within the first 6 minutes, it had done both. And yeah, it is a little sad seeing what could have been half a season reduced to only a few minutes, but a montage is also very fitting for the Owl House. A lot of time needed to pass before the characters went back to the Boiling Isles, and the episode needed to focus on them getting back, so this intro allowed the episode to do that while being fun, adorable, sad, and heartwarming. It's probably the best example of the Owl House creating something awesome with only a little bit of time. Thanks to them is a great episode that erased any fear I may have had, got me pumped for the final 2 episodes, and perfectly shows how the Owl House does more with less. Thank you all so much for watching. This is an aspect of the Owl House I've appreciated for a while now, and I'm happy I was finally able to make a video on it. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this and want to see more, and feel free to comment any suggestions for topics you'd like to see me cover on this channel. As always, thank you so much for watching, and remember,
I don't know what the future holds, but it would be so cool if you were a part of that.